Hi Sacred Souls, welcome to my channel Sacred Intuition 111. Okay, so actually this was intended to be a short message for TikTok, and I'm so intrigued by it that I'm actually gonna record a short message for YouTube. So the first card that fell out was the Good Fortune card. And underneath the deck was the Learn the Truth. Behind Learn the Truth was protection and cut ties. So the first message that I got before I clarified with tarot was that the good fortune is coming into your life as you are learning a truth, but I'm also getting comprehending a truth. Maybe something that you couldn't see, something is coming to light. And whatever you're learning, it is for your own protection. Or maybe you learned the truth that whatever happened was for your own protection in order to cut karmic ties. Anything that is no longer serving you. And that was actually perfectly clarified by the tarot, because the Three of Inspiration stands for the Three of Wands. And technically, like in the Rider-Waite, you see like how ships are coming in, sailing into the safe harbor, right? So it's like the arrival. But what it mainly also talks about, and since it clarifies the good fortune, is that you are finally aligned with the good fortune to come into your life. And I love this. It's like a part of the domino pieces that are finally, it's the final push that it all aligns perfectly well. And those things are falling. And this is very interesting that I was so drawn to the dominoes, because we also have the tower with the protection cut ties. But I'm going to get to that in a second. So learn the truth. I wanted to know, okay, what kind of truth what are you learning? What is it that you find out? And then I was a bit bummed out because the Knight of Cups and the Two of Wands in the reverse. And I was like, okay. But what I'm getting is that how you learn the truth as to why either you or someone you're connected to couldn't move forward before, why they didn't have the heart on their sleeve, why they didn't take action, why were they not showing up emotionally, okay? And in the end, whatever like stopped them, literally, was like due to your own protection, and it was necessary for you to cut ties. Also for this person, if this is someone outside of you, or for yourself to move forward into calmer waters, into something that is aligned for you. Now, don't get triggered. It could also mean that it's a past person that only because the tower crumbled, you let the tower fall. And I'm hearing Skyfall from Adele. Skyfall. Well, I can't sing it. Anyway, so maybe this actually did have to happen, and it was to your own protection, or it's a structure that you build, a workplace that you worked for, kind of contracts that you had, and they had to fall through, or an opportunity that had to fall through that didn't present itself the way how you expected it or wanted it to. But that was all due to your own protection. And it was meant to show you where you have to cut ties as well. So, but sailing back to the Three of Wands, right? It literally talks about that you're making progress, right? And that you're waiting for things to click into place. Like with the dominoes are going to fall. And if they're rightly aligned, and Three of Wands talks about alignment, then it's all going to happen rather quickly. And that's what I'm getting for you. That's your message. Whatever you've been waiting for before, there were like domino pieces missing in between. There were certain things that were not in their right place. So even if you would have touched them, they wouldn't have all fallen down the way they were supposed to. And if you've watched like maybe other videos, I find them always very fascinating, and I'm absolutely amazed how people can have so much patience. That's not my virtue, I'm telling you. To set this up and to actually think so far ahead as to how everything has to set up so that it creates like pictures, like different musters, whatever, right? Patterns, I mean. And that's kind of also what I'm hearing, what my spirit guides just said, is this is how the universe operates. You might only see like individual domino pieces, and for how far you see, you think, oh, they are aligned. But the universe is seeing it from up above. And there they're seeing, oh wait, there is one missing. Okay, that has to be rearranged. Okay, this one is slightly off. Okay, we have to just tweak it a little. Okay, once that's done, okay. Okay, that stop, that is relevant. Okay, we need that stop because otherwise that's not going to happen. And that is kind of like how it is with karmic contracts. And everyone always gets like really freaked out when they hear karmic. Yeah, but then again, there's also good karma, but of course there's also bad karma. But then again, good and bad, it's such a human judgment, okay? In the end, all these things that are happening are universally designed to happen. And yes, they can feel like a biatch sometimes, okay? Let's put it this way. And it's not nice, and it sucks in the moment, and it's absolutely not. And you're like, whoa, that honestly, that didn't really have to happen. That is so unnecessary. Yeah, it might feel that way, but looking back, and of course it's always 2020 in hindsight, right? You actually start to understand, and that is about learning the truth. Now coming back to the cards, as to that you are understanding why things had to happen. You will be understanding why a certain person or a couple people acted the way they acted, and how their behavior actually were also stepping stones and guideposts on your journey. Were they pleasant at all times? Probably not. Were there also pleasant ones? Absolutely. But you are learning the truth as to what had to happen for you to really come into alignment with this good fortune. And I'm telling you, you are aligned. Whoever is finding this message is meant to find you because you are in alignment. Okay, so, but it also talks, like the Knight of Cups normally talks, it can also talk about like new love, right? Because the Knight of Cups is like the charming person, right? Someone who's flirtatious, someone who is a gentleman, a lady, right? Someone who knows how to, who just loves to love, basically. Yeah, it's like very easy flowing, like a gentle breeze on the skin kind of energy, right? It's not hot and heavy like the Knight of Wands, for instance. But since it is in the reverse, it does talk about like how someone was even not, like maybe it was you that didn't feel light and breezy about something, and that's why you couldn't make that decision. Because the Two of Wands upright, it talks about a crossroads. And look, and I'm now noticing this. Look, the person is looking into the distance. But the Two of Wands in the reverse is, look, it's looking towards the past, and it's looking towards this Knight of Cups in the reverse. And what I'm getting, especially if it's a message in love for you, then you are learning the truth that someone might have kept hanging on to a past situation. And this is why they couldn't offer any emotions. I'm hearing they couldn't even offer emotions to themselves. So how would they have come up with emotions for you? And it's not that they weren't there, because, I mean, there is the Knight of Cups. But this Knight of Cups is standing like on its head. So it's kind of like the Hanged Man energy. Okay. Anywho's. And this person, if this is someone outside of you, but even if it's you, you will find out how you were lacking intention. Why? Why was that? You are going to learn the truth about this. You're gonna get the clarity. And I think this is actually quite positive. Yeah, and I mean, the Two of Inspirations, the Two of Wands, I mean, normally you would think it's like towards the future, right? Like towards the horizon. But it's in the reverse. And this is how you are someone that you're connected to saw their desires actually in the past. And the thing about the past is we cannot change it anymore. We are not time travelers. We might travel through timelines, yes, but we cannot change the outcome of the past. Like, we cannot, but whatever we're doing in the present, we can shape what is happening in the future. So, and I think that is also a truth that you are reiterating, because I don't think that is a truth that you're only just learning. Could be. For some of you, it could be that you're only learning this now. And I'm not saying this just now. It's not judgmental. But it's like this realization hits and it just clicks for you like a domino effect, right? But for others of you, you're reiterating it because technically you already knew, but now you're also accepting the truth. It's one thing knowing the truth, and it's a whole different story applying the truth. It is so true. And that is sometimes the hardest part. Because it's one thing to know something, it is something completely different to act on it. Because acting on it requires bravery, right? It often requires stepping out of your comfort zone. But true expansion cannot happen inside of your comfort zone. It just doesn't work that way. Okay, what else? What else do I have to say to this? Now I'm also hearing something, maybe if this is also connected to a person that you're connected to, maybe you did plan like a trip, or maybe attending some kind of event. And you might also find out the truth as to why that never took place. Now you'll decide whether you actually still want to know it. But nonetheless, you will find out the truth. You are going to get the clarity. Whatever you do with the clarity, that is up to you. That is your personal choice. That is your free will. And that is completely fine. Well, Two of Wands. I just grabbed the guidebook. And I can't believe this because literally I have this deck really new. And you cannot make this up. Like, Two of Wands in the upright talks about moving past your comfort zone. Are you kidding? I didn't know this. I honestly didn't. Oh, wow. It's the activation of potential and desiring new experiences. No way. Travel and adventure. A heart full of ideas and a thirst for expression. No way. And especially like in in combination with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, obviously there was no expression of those emotions, of this heart, right? So that is about staying stuck. Someone stayed stuck in their comfort zone by not expressing the emotions, and you will learn the truth as to why this happened. Okay, cool. Let's move on to like the protection and the cut ties, right? And now I'm actually intrigued because now I am using the guidebook here. Well, okay, that's not surprising. The Tower, unexpected change, a massive shift, beliefs shattered, paradigms flipped, an opportunity to rebuild your life in new ways, being flexible, finding shards of light in the chaos, a rift in reality. It says, hello, fragility. Now that's funny. Whatever took place here, I'm telling you as it is, this was meant to happen. Exactly that way. Exactly that way. Because it created a sudden change. Either because you stepped away and you let something fall through, you let something crumble. And now I'm hearing Skyfall again in my head. And it's not on my playlist. Wait. I'm kind of intrigued of getting the lyrics, but yeah, anyway, I guess I'm not going to. I really do feel like if this is about love, you were guided to cut ties. Because something wasn't aligned as it was. And this shift was only able to take place as you cut ties. I'm hearing someone relied on your energetic supply as well. Side message, what I'm also getting is, it is a blessing how some people reveal their true colors. Sorry, I need to cough. Someone's like choking on their words. That's what I'm getting right now. But it's beautiful. It's so beautiful because it's like, this is coming in. And yes, I do have to rearrange it because this is how it looks. This is how it's supposed to look. Phew. Okay, that is wild. Honestly, this reading is only going to find those who are in alignment with it. I'm actually kind of thinking about extending it, but I'm going to end it right here. If I'm going to decide to extend it, I'm going to post a part 2 and call it like the extended. And it's just freely available on YouTube. But I want to dive into the love messages part because I would love to know, like, what are the messages from that person who, obviously, if this is about love. So obviously, if it doesn't interest you about love, then part 2 is not going to be relevant for you. But if you are dealing with someone else that you're connected to in love, then I think we are getting the messages as to what they are going to tell you. Okay? I'm sending you all the very best. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.